And we're live.
Yay!
Um, welcome, 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 everyone. To those who are going to be watching
Welcome.
live and those who are going to be watching the replay, do we have a show for you today?
Mm, mm, mm,
I'm going to
mm,
go
mm.
ahead and ask MJ if she will, do some smudging, which she's doing, and then she'll also pull a card, just to
I'm
kind
gonna
of get
pull a
us into the
card.
flow of things.
Yes, because we're gonna talking about some good stuff today. We're talking about good stuff. I'm just gonna leave this right here. We talk about some good stuff today. We just talking about some good things. Oh wait, and it's sexy too. So let's talk about sexy right
You
here.
know?
Oh,
Oh, you got them all. You've
I,
got them all.
I went on a little mushroom hoarding moment crystal thing, and I would say I have a good forest, and it's for my fairy forest. So I want you to know that I have a little mushroom forest. But let's see what we need to know today. So I'm pulling from and I'm honored to say, my cards from the Four Corners Oracle, and let's see what we need to do today. These cards were created with so much love from me and Sylvie Brewster. So let's see what we need today. And the card today is stumble. Stumble. We all stumble, but it's how we pick ourselves up and keep moving forward that counts. Remember, it's only a stumble. You got this. Get up and keep walking. Don't trip over the muertos of life. You got this. And that is the card of the day.
And
Beautiful.
I'm going to have a perfect story to go with that later on.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
Gina,
yeah, yeah.
let's talk about these amazing mushrooms today because I'm excited to hear all about this.
Yes. So MJ sent me a picture of a tea that she recently acquired. Um, and that she didn't realize this, but the name alone, trifecta, the name alone tells you just how powerful this tea blend is. Because
Mm-hmm.
trifecta literally means like a perfect group. So she has this tea blend that has three mushrooms in there, three very powerful mushrooms. And those three are lion's mane, turkey tail, and Chaga mushroom. And if you've never heard of any of them, the names the lion's mane kind of tells you what it looks like. So does turkey tail. Chaga, um, you'd have to when you see it, it's not the most appealing looking mushroom, but it's one of the most powerful as well. And a lot of I'm going to talk about all of them. So we want to start with I'm going to let you talk about you kind of where you got it from,
Okay.
and why you decided to purchase it, and then I will jump into the benefits.
Awesome. So with working with Gina, has this very special blend, and she's going to show you her special blend. And I'm always intrigued because I can't find it here. See, that is her very special blend, and she's going to give you all the ingredients. And I always say to myself, I want to find this mushroom blend. So the other day I went locally here. They have they call them art walks and little fairs. So here there's a company called, and I'm saying here, I am on the west side of Puerto Rico in Aguadilla, and this is wild cultural mushrooms. They have opened up and started to flourish right here in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. This is 100% organic grown mushrooms. And now, if you go to their website, I just want you to know that they have recipes. I learned today from their website how to make crab cake mushrooms with no crab cake. Like, wow, that blew my mind. But then, wait, on top of all the other ingredients that Gina's going to mention to you, this tea right here was amazing. And the taste, I want you to, if you can see, it is yellowish. And I don't know wait, let me see if I can do, oh, there you go. Look at it. It's golden. It's beautiful. Look how pure that looks. You can't get any better than that. So, and you would think for a mushroom, you'd be like, I don't know, mushroom. This taste with nothing in it. Look at my face. I'm going to drink it now and no gags. It is really good. It has a good flavor to it, guys. Like, I am over the top. This is my first taste of it because I wanted to taste it live. Because you would know if I start trying to squint, it's not the taste. But this is really good tea. Really good tea. So that's what I did. And now I'm excited to see all this amazing details that Gina is going to tell me about this tea. I'm going to tell you the spiritual side of it because I only went to the spiritual side, but
Yeah,
they're connected. They're connected
they
so
are.
rooted and deeply. So go ahead, Gina, tell me about it.
So MJ kind of gave you a little peek at something I'm going to mention when she says making crab cakes with uh, no crabs. So we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. All right. So trifecta, like the blend she's talking about, like I said, has lion's mane, turkey tail, and chaga mushrooms. So lion's mane gives you an idea of what this mushroom looks like. It has very short white strands that has kind of cascading, looking like the mane of a lion. So that is literally why it got that name. So if you're looking for focus and energy without the caffeine, and a host of other benefits, of course, then you'd want to go to lion's mane. So those are just two simple benefits right there. And an easy way for you to remember how beneficial or the part of the body that lion's mane will benefit, you remember this: lion's mane for the brain. It
For the brain.
rhymes.
Or
Lion's mane
mane.
for the
Mane.
brain.
Rah! Just
Yes.
the mane.
So
Just think of the lion's mane, and that's where the crown is.
exactly.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that kind of gives you an idea of where you get majority of your benefits from the lion's mane. It does support cognition, focus, creativity, productivity. It does have kind of an earthy, very earthy flavor, more than a lot of the other mushrooms like portobello or shiitake mushroom. And MJ kind of hinted at the crab cakes, because it is said that lion's mane does have the flavor as well as the texture of things like crabs and lobsters. So a lot of the high-end restaurants tend to use lion's mane mushrooms as a kind of a vegan substitute for those types of
I can't wait to
types
make it. I'm
like
going to
crab
make it
cakes.
and I will post. So I'm excited for
Yes.
that.
So let me give you a few of the benefits. In addition to what I mentioned earlier, it has been studied and shown to protect against dementia. There are a lot of um, studies that are currently being done as far as Alzheimer's is concerned, but it has been proven to be beneficial for dementia. And there are two compounds that are in the lion's mane that are known to stimulate the growth of brain cells, scientifically studied and have been proven to stimulate the growth of brain cells. And these two compounds are, and probably going to butcher them because these Latin words are kind of difficult. Hericenones and erinacines. So those are the two compounds that have been shown to stimulate the growth of brain cells. And ironically enough, the Latin name of lion's mane is Hericium erinaceus or erinaceus, something along those lines. So the two compounds that are the most in lion's mane actually make up the Latin name of lion's mane itself. But for purposes of this live, and so I don't constantly butcher the name, we're going to call it lion's mane, okay? So, so it stimulates the growth of brain cells, and studies, like I said, are being done to show how beneficial it can be for people who are currently suffering from things like Alzheimer's. It's also been shown to help relieve mild symptoms of depression as well as anxiety. And before we go further, if you're taking any kind of pharmaceutical meds, let me tell you, this is a very powerful blend. I'm saying it from now, consult your doctor before you drink this tea, because this tea blend or any one of these individual mushrooms are just so powerful on their own. You want to consult your doctor before you incorporate it into your daily routine. Okay, so anxiety and depression has been shown to help to relieve those symptoms. And the improvement, it's said, comes from the fact that lion's mane actually helps the hippocampus, which is where your memories and emotional responses come from. So by it helping the hippocampus, it's also going to help with the way that you respond when you're in difficult circumstances, whether you get into a depressive state or you get into an anxiety state or you don't, right? So another benefit is it actually helps to speed up the recovery from nervous system injuries. And the two compounds that are in here a lot of the studies have been done on the nervous system, and obviously it's helping the brain, which is, tons of nerves, lots of nerve endings. Otherwise, our brain wouldn't function, right? So it has been shown to speed up the recovery from nervous system injuries. And I wanted to talk a little bit here about a diagnosis I received years ago. And I mentioned this to MJ earlier. One of the, I want to say maybe the fourth diagnosis I received before they actually figured out what was going on with my body was global sensorimotor polyneuropathy. And that's just a fancy word of saying that there was nerve damage throughout my whole body, right? Global, whole body, sensory, kind of, all of your senses,
Nerves.
motor, the ability to move, right? Polyneuropathy, a lot of nerve damage. That's
Wow.
just what it meant. So that was my diagnosis, and it got to a point where I wasn't able to walk for very long because it was literally like walking on thumbtacks whenever I would take a step. And if you have never seen those pictures when they're, showing what it's like to walk on when you have neuropathy, if you're diabetic and you have nerve damage in your feet, it's like walking on thumbtacks. There was a time when I ended up getting severe blistering on my feet from going to the beach because I wasn't able to actually feel how hot the sand was. So my feet got badly burned. I couldn't walk very well. So if I went to the grocery store, I would use a motorized chair or one of those motorized scooters to do the grocery shopping. I could go on and on and on with this. And I think the lion's mane is one of the ingredients in this blend, and I fully believe that that was one of the things that actually got me on my place where I am now. I mean, I was a cross country runner, couldn't run anymore, could barely walk. So I was also training in martial arts. I had just received my black belts, had to quit, quit the training. So there's going from that to being able to train in martial arts again, being able to run again. I've come a long way. So in addition to working with lion's mane and the mushroom blend that's in my herbal coffee, I was also working with different essential oils, which are known for helping the nervous system. So there's quite a few things that I was working with, but the lion's mane is scientifically proven to be supportive of the nervous system. Everything I'm telling you, you can go and you can find the research to back it up. I'm not going to tell you anything that I'm going to be made up. Kathleen is here. Welcome, Kathleen. She says, I'm challenged with diabetic neuropathy. So you're going to want to listen to this entire show, either now or on the replay, because it's going to be very beneficial for you.
This is for
So,
you. Absolutely.
yes. Lion's mane extract has been known to stimulate the growth and the repair of nerve cells and the studies that have been done have been between 23 to 41% faster recovery for people who were taking the lion's mane extracts. Okay. It actually is also shown to reduce the severity of brain damage after having a stroke. So we know that it's very beneficial for that crown area, your brain, all of that, right? And it also is known to decrease inflammation. And that's one of the things you're going to hear with all of these mushrooms that we're talking about is that they're all anti-inflammatory. So lion's mane also protects against ulcers in the digestive tract. It and that is in your stomach, in your small intestine, in your large intestine. The mushrooms, even though they're known for being very beneficial for a specific area, mushrooms don't, and like a lot of the herbal therapies, they don't necessarily, stay in one area. They go and they benefit the rest of your body, right? So you're going to hear that, these mushrooms will benefit your brain mostly. That's what the target is, but it also benefits the rest of your body. So, and we know about that mind gut connection. When your mind is working right, then your brain the brain in your gut, that's what I like to call it, is also working correctly. And if your gut is not working properly, then you end up with things like brain fog because it affects the other, right? Damage can occur to your stomach if you're taking things like NSAIDs, which are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That's a fancy way of saying that. Or if you have bacteria like H. pylori in your stomach, and if you have certain autoimmune conditions, you have a prevalence of H. pylori bacteria in your gut. So the lion's mane mushroom can help to protect against any damage and actually help to remove the bacteria that you may have in your gut as well. Another way that it helps, and I'm not going to I'm not condoning this, but if you drink a little bit too much wine and other spirits and you end up with ulcers, the lion's mane mushroom can actually help to heal the ulcers resulting from that as well. Lion's mane is also helpful with ulcerative colitis, the symptoms that you may experience from ulcerative colitis. However, if you have, oh gosh, and the diagnosis just escaped me. There are other studies that are being done with lion's mane, and it's not IBS. It actually is very helpful for IBS, but there's another condition. And you know what? I will post it, and it'll probably come to me afterwards. So ulcerative colitis is very can be supported by taking the lion's mane extract, as well as things like IBS. The lion's mane is also helpful in supporting heart health because of the 2 extracts that I mentioned in there, right? So one of the ways that the hericium, the way that compound actually benefits heart health is that it improves fat metabolism. So if you tend to eat a diet that is high in fat, incorporating the lion's mane mushroom is going to help to protect your heart because it actually helps to break down the fat within your body and help you kind of flush it out. It lowers your triglycerides level as well. Another way that lion's mane is helpful is it does help you to manage your blood sugar. And this is, again, if you're taking medication for diabetes, those type of things, make sure that you're consulting with your doctor first before you incorporate, because like I said, lion's mane is and the others are very, very powerful mushrooms, okay? There is another compound called alpha glucosidase, which is the compound that actually helps with how your body responds with the sugar, right? So if you're diabetic, what the lion's mane does, it helps to block that particular enzyme, the alpha glucosidase, and prevents your body from actually absorbing too much carbs. So if you like bread like I do, I admit bread is a weakness. The lion's mane helps to break down this particular enzyme, helps to break down and prevent your body from actually absorbing too many carbs in your small intestine, and makes it actually unable for you to digest all of those carbs. So there's a lot of different ways that the lion's mane mushroom works in your digestive system. So the another way that it supports your body is it supports it. And I want to make sure I say this before I say this next part. These are research-based studies and benefits that I'm giving you, okay? Everything that I'm saying here, you can go and you can find the research to back it up. Lion's mane has been studied as far as cancer treatment is concerned. There are lots of studies in there that support lion's mane as having anti-cancer and cancer-fighting abilities. So go ahead, you can look those up. They are there. A lot of the research has been done on rats, but there are some research that you can find that have been done on humans, and they're continuing to do these research studies on human beings as far as the lion's mane ability to fight cancer. Okay, so go ahead, do your own research there. Again, I mentioned it does reduce inflammation, and when it reduces inflammation, it makes your entire body just feel so much better, because it doesn't only reduce inflammation in your brain, it reduces inflammation throughout. Okay, and when you reduce inflammation, your immune system actually is benefiting from that and not having to work overtime. So that was my next one, was it boosts your immunity. The only thing is, again, I want to mention here, some people are allergic to mushrooms. um, I don't know if there's an allergy to one and not an allergy to another type of mushroom. That was probably a personal thing, but you do want to check for allergies. If you are allergic to mushrooms, chances are you're going to be allergic to everything that I mentioned here, the all three of these. So that's another thing too. I Thank goodness I'm not allergic to mushrooms, because I absolutely love them. Love, 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 love mushrooms. So that's the one thing I wanted to mention. You can get lion's mane in a tincture form, in a tea form, like MJ has. You can also get it in powdered form, where you can add it to your smoothies. You can get it in powdered form, where you can add to different foods. And if you can find it, fresh, you can grill it. You can make crab cakes that taste like crab cakes but aren't crab, real crab. All kinds of things that you can do. So that is it for lion's mane.
Okay. See, and how amazing that's just one of the ingredients out of three, and all the benefits that I'm excited. So let's go back. We're going to talk the history. Mushrooms they are the oldest, one of the oldest herbs here, 460 million years old. The first mushroom was found in the Congo, and it sits right now in Africa in a museum. That's how old mushrooms are. So look at the benefits of that. Now, when it comes to this beautiful once again, back in the day, this is always used for focus. It's mind. So they would take the mushrooms, and the shamans would take it so they can have a better conscious and connection with spirit, and the endurance, because they would meditate for days and hours, and it would help them with the endurance they need and keep them healthy. That's why the shamans last that lifetime for so long. Now, in spirituality, those mushrooms were used once again to enhance your focus. No, this is not psychedelic mushrooms, but it enhanced the focus when somebody, especially when the kings wanted to go to war, and they wanted to make sure that tinctures were made that they didn't lose focus. And this is one of the ingredients that they added to it, so that way they can keep their focus. The main point was used for focus, and that's what, in spirituality, that's what lion's mane is all about.
One of the things I wanted to mention was the Native Americans. They use lion's mane to help to stop bleeding, which I thought was really interesting. But in traditional Chinese medicine, you will see that it was used primarily for digestive issues. But overall, both of them, they also used it for focus. Yep.
Right. Right, and then see, and this is the crystal, the calcite, because look at the intertwining, the connection. Look
Mhm.
all the way up. This is it. This is the earth connection. This little crystal, that little mushroom can help every part of your body. See, as the layers, that's what the mushrooms do. It doesn't just hit one organ, like Gina says. It may work for your head and your mane, but guess what? Every other part of your body is also going to be blessed for that ingredient.
Yep.
So this is calcite, and that's what I had for lion's mane.
Lion's mane. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about turkey tail. Turkey tail mushroom, not the turkey tail itself. All right. So turkey tail mushroom got its name because it actually looks like the plume on a turkey's tail. That's how it got its name. And it's actually one of the most studied mushrooms in the world today, because it has so many benefits. And if you thought that, lion's mane was good, oh my gosh, this turkey tail is amazing. So science is finally catching up with the benefits of turkey tail that, traditional Chinese medicine and all of the cultures over in the eastern part of the world have known for thousands and thousands of years. So now science has really been studying this turkey tail mushroom, and again, everything that I'm going to tell you is all research-based information. Okay, so it is a medicinal mushroom, just like all of the others. Let me just get myself together here. And it tends to grow on the back of, or on the dead. It grows on trees, but it grows on the dead portion of the hardwood trees. So if you're looking for turkey tail, you want to look on hardwood trees, but you'll find it on the areas that are dead, right? Because mushrooms tend to grow on dead stuff. That's how it works. Dead things. The turkey tail has a very, very thick, leathery texture. It is unpleasant to eat whole, which is why usually it's made into tea, or it's made into powder, or it's made into like tinctures, so you can enjoy it that way. So it's always combined in powder form, tea form, because when you to take a bite into the a raw piece of turkey tail is kind of unpleasant. Talk a little bit more about other ways that you can use it later on. So traditionally, it's been made into tea to fight infections that relate, to the immune system. And whenever I say that, I always have to, remind you that the immune system, most of it resides in your gut. But when you heal your gut in all of the different ways, you're healing the rest of your body, right? So when I refer to the immune system, I'm talking about how it benefits the gut area, but when you heal your gut, your entire body benefits. So it's has very, very powerful antioxidants, just like all of the other mushrooms do. It does boost your immune system because it activates the immune cells within your digestive system, within your gut, and it also suppresses inflammation, right? And when the thing is, again, when you suppress the inflammation, when you lower the inflammation in your body is automatically going to start to feel better because it's not fighting all of the inflammation. Now, this is one thing I always have to say though. Your body does need a little bit of inflammation in there. It does require a little bit of cholesterol, which is where when somebody has like severe joint pain, where the joints are swollen, that's your body sends extra cholesterol to that area, and that's why you end up with that joint pain, the joint pain, right? So your body does need a little bit of that extra cholesterol to fight your inflammation, but you want to get rid of as much inflammation in your body as possible, right? You don't want, otherwise your immune system is going to constantly be working on overdrive. So I'm not saying get rid of all of the cholesterol, get rid of all of the inflammation, because your body does need a little bit of that. Studies are being done to show the benefits for breast cancer, of the benefits of turkey tail for breast cancer, as well as colon cancer. And it has been proven, scientifically proven, to reduce the size of cancer tumors within the body. And a lot of the times, this is the one mushroom that tends to be worked with in a complementary way for people who are going through chemotherapy or going through radiation treatment. A lot of the times, doctors, I won't say prescribe, but doctors will recommend that they start on a therapy of the turkey tail soup, or turkey tail tinctures, or capsules or tea, because it does help to reduce the size of the tumors as they are also undergoing chemotherapy and radiation treatment. Okay, and there is I'm sure that there are a lot of these online. You can find what they call chemotherapy soup, which is a blend of all of the different mushrooms we're going to talk about, in addition to other things like onion and garlic that are so that whole blend really works in tandem to the chemo and radiation therapies. Just an aside. But
That's really
the
good to
turkey
know. That's
tail,
really good to know. I'm sorry. Can we just stop right there for a moment?
yeah.
So are there are a lot of recipes that for this, because this seems to be very important. So let's not just, so for cancer, this is something that they should reach into. So people that are going through chemo right now should reach out and be drinking this blend. I mean, with doctor's permission, but this is the blend, right? And this
Yes.
is what worked for them. Okay,
Yes,
very
yes,
good to know.
there are a lot of recipes. If you look up chemotherapy soup or chemo soup, um, you can, or I think most of the time it's referred to as chemo soup. So if you just look up those search words, you'll find a lot of those recipes, and they'll have all of the different mushrooms in there, in addition to a lot of the other herbs and spices and other foods that you can put in as well whenever you're undergoing any kind of chemotherapy or radiation treatment. So it's all there. It's all
Very
out there.
awesome.
And
Hmm.
if you need help in coming up, because I do have my own um, chemotherapy soup recipe that I've sent to a few other people. So if you because the ones that are out there are good, but like MJ likes to say, I kind of go overboard sometimes because I want to make sure it's really good. I want all of the power to be in there. So
She
yeah,
does. I'm going to tell before we even started, I was telling her, you know what? I hype her. We have different, come from different back, but we balance. But Gina is amazing. Like, she goes to the extra mile. And the fact that she's standing here healed from this stuff is she can speak about these things. So I love that she's telling. So if you're feeling this way, please reach out to her. Look on her website, because you have recipes, right? They can reach you at the website and get those recipes for that,
yeah.
especially when you're dealing with something as serious as the big C, and you really want. I want to make sure these mushroom teas that we're talking about today are something you should definitely do a research on, and like follow Gina's, and if you don't want, Google, like she said, and find those recipes. It'd be worth it.
And for those of you who are watching now, or you may watch the replay, I am a cancer survivor, ovarian cancer specifically. So when I'm, sharing a lot of this stuff with you, chances are I've gone through the experience myself. So
See?
yeah,
Yeah, and she
um,
looks amazing. Okay, so let's body, mind, and spirit. So let's. That's why I always hype her up, because when somebody has gone through such a journey that she has, and that's a real tremendous mountain to have to climb and come down, you got to give that person the respect for the knowledge that they've gained. They know something. They found something. And it's in the journey of the deepness and the shadow work and finding. Gina has arrived. She is the phoenix risen up. And that's why she's sharing it with you. So if you see me hyping her up, I mean, we are two different worlds, and I'll come from the spiritual side, and she'll be like, "Oh, MJ," and that's all fun and day. But when we come down to it, this woman is spiritually magical when it comes to the herbs of Mama Gaia. This is what she does. So I would, and her tea, and spoiler alert, she's going to be making that mushroom tea. So let's put that on the top for that list. Let's
yeah.
pressure her to get her out, because she deserves this hype too.
Thank you, thank you. So that's when I was diagnosed with lupus years later. I always said, "Man, I have beat cancer. I'm going to beat lupus too. There's just no way I'm going to let lupus take me out when cancer couldn't." So yeah, so I love sharing my story, because a lot of people, until they hear my story, they don't think it's possible. So I don't hold back whenever it comes to sharing the journey that and I call it a journey, because I don't say, okay, I've arrived now, I'm healed, I'm done, I can go back to. No, it's I get up every day with the intention of eating things that are going to keep me healthy, drinking the teas, working with the oils, all of that stuff. So it is a journey. Health is a journey. It's not a destination for me, right? And that's what I like to tell people. Don't think of it as a destination. Think of it as a journey, and every day you do things on that journey that are going to get you to that place of healing that you want to be in, right? All right, so back to turkey tail. It is great for the gut, which again, where your immune system, majority of your immune system lies, right? So it is going to boost your immune system. It's going to increase the beneficial bacteria in your gut. And when I talk about beneficial bacteria, a lot of times people go, huh, we have that? Yes, we do. There are certain things in your gut that help to break down the food when you swallow, right? There's acid in there, yes, but there's also that beneficial flora that your gut needs in order to assist all of the acid. And over time, by eating all of the processed foods and maybe taking a bunch of medications, your gut flora gets depleted. And turkey tail actually helps to elevate the beneficial bacteria that you need in your system. You know, there are other ways of doing it as well, but if you're going to drink this tea, it's certainly going to help. Really will help there. Again, it is anti-inflammatory. It does boost your energy. So if you want just that natural boost in energy without having to drink the caffeine, and this tea blend is not going to give you that, you know, afternoon crash. This is a gradual flow of energy throughout the day. You can drink this in the morning. You can drink this in the afternoon, and it's not going to prevent you from going to sleep at night. It's not that kind of you know, energy, right? It is antibacterial. And if you are fighting, and these are research based, HPV, if you've been diagnosed with the HPV virus, the turkey tail mushroom has been known to be beneficial against that particular virus, also against the E. coli, as well as salmonella. It does inhibit the growth of those particular bacteria. It also has a lot of potential heart benefits. There is a particular compound called beta. I'm going to try to, this is a long one. Beta, you know what? I'm not even going to try. Not even going to try. Like I tell you, I'm a master herbalist. I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't need to know all of these, you know, Latin terms. If you
She's
want to
like,
go
I love
find
it.
them,
I love it. She's like, well,
yeah,
just look it
no,
up.
I'm not. So it is a soluble fiber that prevents cholesterol from accumulating too much in your system. So, and it also lowers the risk. So by preventing the, you know, overpopulation, I guess, of cholesterol, is going to lower your risk of heart disease. Let's put it that way. And that particular compound that I tried to mention earlier it begins with beta. We're not that that's the compound that does it. All right. Just know that it is in turkey tail mushroom and it's going to be really good for you. Now you can find turkey tail in tea form, like MJ has. You can find it in capsules. You can find it in tincture form. Just remember that a lot of the tinctures are going to have alcohol. So if you're, you know, kind of not wanting to go the alcohol route, then you can also work with the powder in tea form, capsules. And you can make the soup. You can find the dried mushroom. You can make the soup, and if you can find the fresh mushroom, you can, oh gosh, you can do all kinds of stuff with the fresh, right? You can grill it. If you've never had grilled mushrooms, oh my gosh, if you're a vegan, yes, if you're a vegan and you don't eat any kind of meat whatsoever, grilling some mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, the lion's mane mushroom, turkey tail, absolutely amazing. Let me make sure I'm not missing any. Shannon is here. Hi, Shannon. And she says that's what I've been dealing with though. Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing that. Well, you might want to have a little talk with MJ to see exactly where she got her blend from, or if you can find the turkey tail where you are, then order it online. Maybe go on a forest hunt if you're close to the woods and this is available there. But just make sure that you're looking for the right thing. Know what you're. When it comes to mushrooms, I always say unless you know what you're looking for,
Yeah.
order it online in a dried form from somebody who knows about mushrooms. You know, really, really be careful when you're out kind of foraging mushrooms, right? So that is turkey tail mushroom.
Okay, turkey tail, once again, another amazing mushroom. So the gob, you hear it. For me, when I started researching turkey tail mushroom, once again, this one goes way back. It was healthy longevity, but what I found about this was it was a spiritual attunement. So when back in the day, we're talking way back when they felt out of line, when a king would feel out of line, or when of the knights would feel out of line, like they couldn't function, they would make this tea blend to them so they would attune themselves and come back into focused present moment. It was really good and used just for that. It was in tincture form, and when they would go on long journeys, just in case when they would get tired and they felt spiritually worn out, the tincture was to remind them of the power that they held within. and they would always drink it. So for me, and it helped them. These people would drink it and swore that they can live forever. They went to battle, they went out with that tincture, and it helped them. I mean, it healed them. So imagine the power in that one little tincture.
Yeah.
And that's what I got for you for turkey, because everywhere you said it all. It's all you throughout history. It's been used for the same thing, but spiritually, it's a spiritual attunement. Putting that in your body actually elevates your body up to heal. You know, even you try that today, try it for a month and you'll see the difference in your body.
Yeah. And it's perfectly okay to just have the turkey tail tea on its own. I mean, as a, as a trifecta is what this tea is called. That's really powerful. It creates a kind of a synergy. But if you want to just experiment with maybe just the lion's mane or maybe just the turkey tail, then just go ahead and order just those particular mushrooms. You can get them dried and make the tea yourself,
Right.
and just see how that one mushroom helps you, right?
Yep. But this is
Before
the
you,
try. If you want it all, you can put it all together. Or when we get Jean's blend up there and it has all of them in there. I'm just saying.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so chaga mushroom is the third mushroom in this blend. Now, chaga is very powerful, but let me tell you what it looks like. If you were to, walk out into and see this on a tree, chances are you'd go, ew, because chaga mushroom literally looks like a pile of burnt charcoal stuck to a tree. And unless you know what it looks like, you will just kind of walk right past, because it is, to me, the ugliest mushroom on the planet. It literally looks like a lump of charcoal. And I have some, but since I'm kind of moving and unpacking, and I still have it kind of packed away. But it's not pretty. It's not pretty, but boy, is it powerful. Okay, so don't go according to looks for the chaga mushroom, because the looks are not there, but what it delivers, yes, very, very powerful. So again, chaga mushroom, very powerful, and it again looks like a piece of burnt charcoal. It tends to grow on birch trees in very areas where it's very, very cold, or gets very cold, and we're talking about areas like Russia, Alaska, northern Europe, northern Canada, and certain areas of the northern U.S. So the chaga mushroom will only grow in those particular areas where it gets really cold. So for me in Florida, I can't just walk out and find a birch tree and hopefully find some chaga. It's not going to happen. It has to have the right environment in order to grow, and it has to be really cold. So I tend to just order it, and I get the nice ugly lump of mushroom that looks like charcoal, but really delicious. And and they're very, very easy to blend. So if you want to get the dried whole piece, so you can see what it looks like. And here's what I do. I have a reishi mushroom whole. I had a few of them. I ground one up to powder, and then I just keep one on my altar. So I have a whole one, a whole of the dried reishi mushroom. So you can do that. Order a couple, maybe a dried lion's mane that you can keep on your altar, and then have one that you can put into powder, or chop up fine into to make tea, however you want to work with it, right? But you can order them online. Okay, so this has a very, very high variety of potential health benefits. It's natural anti-inflammatory, which we mentioned with all of the others. It does purify the blood and the liver, and again, all research-based. It's a powerful adaptogen, and that word adaptogen basically means that when it enters your body, it works with your body. It kind of goes through almost like a private investigator, and say, okay, over there doesn't look like it's working so well. Let me kind of give it a tweak. And it does this throughout your whole body. It helps your body to adapt, right? And kind of fix the areas that aren't working so well. So that's what the term adaptogen really means. It goes in and kind of tweaks certain systems within your body. All right. So that's why it's called an adaptogen. And you might notice, I think on mine, I do have an adaptogenic blend in here in addition to all of the magical mushrooms that I've got in here. And I call it the magic mushroom, but there is no magic mushroom in here. Like, you know, that one, that's not here.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it's still a good blend. I think your blend,
yes,
even calling
very
it
good blend.
magic mushroom, has so the power in that. So
Mhm.
even though there's a magic mushroom, this is magical in itself.
Yes, so that's why I wanted to clarify when I say magic mushroom blend, I'm not talking about that particular one that we refer to as magic mushroom. This is a very powerful blend. I mean, look at me today. And you know, when I get up in the morning, I don't crawl out of bed, I jump out of bed. There was a time when I couldn't get up out of bed, right? So it's been, and again, I have documented my whole journey with lupus and other, you know, all of the other diagnoses. So you can go and find the articles out there. You can see pictures of what I used to look like when I would get up in the morning, and what lupus had, had done to my body and tried to do, and up to now. You can see my journey. So I'm not saying anything and don't have proof to back it up. So it's all there that you can go back and look at. So when MJ reached out to me with this tea blend, and I looked at it, I'm like, the name alone, trifecta, that means a powerful three. And when I looked at the ingredients, yes, she's got it's a really, really good blend. All right, so it's also, again, a powerful adaptogen because it does support your entire body. It improves your blood circulation. It helps to stabilize your blood pressure. It prevents blood clots. And so if you're taking any kind of blood thinners, you want to make sure you consult your doctor first, okay? Because this does help to prevent blood clots. It lowers the bad LDL, and it increases your good HDL cholesterol in the meantime. It does help to regulate the blood sugar as well. So if you're taking medication for diabetes, again, consult your doctor. It does support your insulin production in your pancreas, as well as how your body responds to the insulin. So again, there's that adaptogenic factor that comes in there. It helps to reduce oxidative stress. It reduces any kind of infections that you might have. For example, if you kind of feel a little bit of a sniffle coming on, whip up some Chaga mushroom tea, and it does help to fight against colds. It does boost your cell-to-cell communication, and this is a really, really interesting capability in this particular mushroom. The reishi mushroom is referred to as the mushroom of longevity. That's what it's been known as, and I love reishi mushroom, right? It is one of the mushrooms in there in addition to these. But for me, the ultimate mushroom, I believe, is the Chaga mushroom. If I were to give that title, the mushroom of longevity, it would be to the Chaga mushroom, because of all of the qualities of the Chaga mushroom, right? It just does so much more to me than the reishi mushroom does. So it boosts the cell-to-cell communication, which helps to optimize your immune system and your endocrine system. So again, you imagine you drink some Chaga mushroom tea, and it goes in and it starts to work on all of your individual cells, and it says, okay, that cell over there is not really communicating well with this particular cell. We need to kind of, mend that pathway. This is what this particular mushroom does. So that in itself, right there, is a powerful quality for me. It helps to stimulate your white blood cells, which again is going to help to boost your immune system and help you to fight viruses, help you to fight bacteria. And also, if you have any issues with things like hepatitis C, with a cough, a cold, asthma, autoimmune conditions like lupus, Sjogren's, rheumatoid arthritis, those type of things, IBS, it's going to help to support you in that way. There are numerous anti-cancer properties from Chaga mushroom, and there is a particular acid called betulinic acid that has been studied and is known to have anti-cancer properties. So right there, that alone. it does help to slow down the tumor growth, and it's been said that it may also help to reduce the size of the tumors that you have. So if you've been diagnosed with cancer, it may stop the growth, but in addition to that, it also helps to kind of shrink them as well. So this is another mushroom that you may want to have in that mushroom soup, the chemotherapy soup. So that betulinic acid works in that way to slow down as well as shrink.
Gina,
And
can you post the link for your recipe under this as well? They're just telling me to have you post that link in case somebody, not here, here. They're telling me to post it because somebody's going to come to you. And if they had the link to that recipe, that would be great.
okay, so I will have to do that afterwards, if that's
Yeah.
okay. I can do that at
Yeah.
the end, all right? So the way that this mushroom does that, and this is going to blow your mind. The mushroom creates a process in the body, and this is for people who are undergoing cancer treatment, right? What it does, it creates a process in the body called apoptosis, which is literally cancer cell suicide. That's what it does.
Wow.
So when the chaga mushroom gets into your body and finds those cancer cells, the cancer cells have no choice but to die, right? So the chaga mushroom has been known for this particular, property. So it basically just kills the cancer cells. And it's worked with again as a complementary therapy, just like the turkey tail mushroom, um, with doctors who would recommend to their clients who are undergoing chemo and radiation that they incorporate chaga mushroom as well. Chaga mushroom is also used by a lot of athletes. And I think a few years back, a couple of the Chinese athletes almost got into trouble because their speed, I think they were swimmers. Don't quote me on that, but I know a lot of the Chinese, a few of them were I don't want to say studied, but they were so good at what they did that there was a question as to whether they might have utilized some kind of, thing to make them. And it turned out that they were taking chaga mushroom, which it's completely legal, right? But it does help with the, that kind of agility and speed and your energy, that sort of thing. It does support gut health, which I mentioned before. It protects your liver, your kidneys from, toxicity and a buildup of toxins as well. And it can even remove different types of parasites from your body. Now, in the research, it doesn't specifically say which parasites, so you may want to
I'm
do a
going to
little.
raise my hand here
Yes.
because in researching this, so
Hmm.
after Hurricane Maria here, um, apparently I caught a parasite.
Hmm.
And the parasite started eating my large intestines out and it got into my kidneys. When they did tests here, no one found it. I literally got so sick and had to leave to the States. And when I got to the States, they immediately put me in the emergency room and they said I had a parasite. And one of the nurses said on the side, you need to take some chaga tea. You need to put that mushroom. She said, it's going to help this tremendously. And she said, the lion's mane will help your intestine heal from
Yeah.
the attack because and I want to tell you that it just
Just got
came back.
goosebumps.
Right. It helped the attack from it. So they ate my large intestines was really bad and I was really sick for a while, but the tea really did help heal that. So
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's a cure for it, but Gina's right when I said that this tea is sort of a miracle worker when it comes
Yeah.
to that kind of condition. So I can verify that happened to me
Mhm.
right after Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
and that was a category 5, and that's because there was a lot of, remember, cleaning, hygiene stuff, so you had to be very careful. But when you're out on the streets doing stuff, you forget and you ate, oops, and that's what happened. So yes, and that tea
Yeah.
saved me. So thank you for reminding me, and that was my story on that one. So
Yeah. And see, it's really good when we have these stories that we can share because it makes it more personal. We can say, yes, I've been there. This is what it did for me. Hi, Larissa. Just wanted to welcome you to the show. Yeah, so again, it doesn't go into specifics about the types of parasites, but hey, it worked for MJ, so definitely there. And Chaga mushroom has been called like nature's vitamin complex. This is why I said I don't, yeah, I love reishi mushroom, but for me, the mushroom of longevity is Chaga mushroom. So here's what you get with nature's vitamin complex: copper, selenium, zinc, manganese, iron, magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, phosphorus, a host of amino acids, the B vitamins, and vitamin D2, and more. That was just a short list, okay? It's also a natural detoxifier. So,
Wait. Can I just hear all I kept hearing when you kept going down the list was Mama Gaia, Mama Gaia, Mama Gaia, piece of me,
exactly.
Mama Gaia, piece of me, Mama Gaia. So can you see that, guys? Look at she
Mhm.
just listed. I keep going back because this is so amazing. This
Yeah,
is all earth energy. This is earth energy. If you
exactly.
don't now, we're working with elements in one of our group, and earth energy right here. This is Mother Gaia energy that you want. Mushrooms are your purest connection, and look at all the benefits they have. So let's take another look at mushroom, guys. Mushrooms are really, really healthy for you. So thank you for that list.
Yeah.
I keep
No,
hearing it over them.
yeah, there's a passage in the, not to get biblical or anything, but there's a passage in the Bible, the plants and the trees are for the healing of the nation. I have paraphrased it into the plants and the trees and all fungus are for the healing of the nation, because a lot of people don't remember that mushrooms, they're not necessarily a plant. It's a fungus that you're
It's a
eating,
fungus. That's
but
right.
it is so good for your body, right?
That's true.
It is the chaga mushroom is the highest source of SOD, which is a super oxide dismutase. That is the name of the enzyme that helps to maintain the integrity of your cellular DNA.
Wow.
And that's why I think that chaga mushroom is up here, way up here, and reishi's.
Right. I'm with you.
So, okay, so to break it down even more, gram for gram, okay, of this SOD, this particular enzyme, chaga mushroom has 35,000 units per gram of that enzyme. Reishi mushroom has 1,400 units per gram. Do you see the gap? That's why for me, chaga mushroom is it. Right. So chaga mushroom also helps you to deal with stress. I mean, we've already talked about so many other benefits. So simple ones: dealing with stress, improves your sleep, improves your mood, and it is great for adrenal fatigue, which so many people, you know, deal with on a regular basis.
Especially
And
nowadays.
if that's not enough for you, that's chaga mushroom.
Okay. So on my side, I just want to add one thing, one little tiny thing to the miracle of this beautiful mushroom. This is a third eye mushroom. This mushroom help decalcify your pineal gland so you could see, feel, and sense. So if you feel your third eye is been all calcified and you feel like the energy, you need to get some chaga mushrooms into your life because it actually decalcifies it so you can feel, sense, and see better. It actually helps you to clarify the function of the brains. So back in the day, this is what they used. This blend was mixed together for the focus. It's one of the main ingredients of the three. I mean, I just found it and it was a trifecta, but these blends are a real trifecta blend, and spiritually they enhance your that MAME. Remember, again, we're going back to the MAME, and it's the clarity of your third eye, and that's what the chocolate tea does. It helps you. If you just drink that one alone, you're working on your third eye.
Yeah.
Oh, and so we know, and I went back, I'm sorry, for the I got petrified wood for the turkey tail because it's petrified, it's wood in the dark areas. I got petrified wood. But for chaga, I'm going to ideolite. Ideolite because it is its third eye crystal. It's going to open you up literally just like this crystal. This is ideolite. Ideolite you could literally put on your third eye and it'll seriously, it'll start tingling. You'll feel like senses and sensations. That's what it do. It helps your third eye. And that mushroom is just like this one. So that's this beautiful mushroom here. We're gonna, I mean, even though she says it looks ugly, it's so worthy to be beautiful. Okay, we don't want to show boobies, okay? All right, we'll get a bigger one.
So yeah, if you do order Chaga mushroom, just know that it's not going to be, if you order it whole, it's not going to be a pretty mushroom. It literally just looks like a big blob of black charcoal when it's still on the tree, okay? But it is such a powerful mushroom, so powerful. You could just drink the Chaga mushroom tea, like MJ said, by itself. But with these other two, the lion's mane and the turkey tail, that trifecta. I mean, whoever named this gave it the perfect name, because that trifecta is like the perfect three, right? That's why it's such a powerful blend. Just the
Yeah.
synergy of those three together.
So I want to just take a moment to shout out. I mean, because they don't even know we're talking about their tea, but we will. I want to give a shout out to Wild Culture Mushrooms. They are in Aguada, Puerto Rico. They are up and coming, and they created this trifecta tea. And you know what? Anyone that is working on healthy living for us, I give a hands and applaud. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the island. We are so happy, and we're going to tell people where to find you and hook up with your link. Even though you don't know us, we know you now and we know your tea. And this is, this is just one tea. Because once again, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm still waiting for Gina to make her blend so that way we could,
It's coming.
you know what? That would be amazing.
It's coming. I've had several people over the years. So when are you keep sharing about this amazing blend, and we keep seeing how, how you're doing, and so when are you going to share it? When are you going to sell it? When are you going to sell it? So it's coming. It's coming.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's coming. So the way that I work with this, I am actually drinking some of it right now hot. I do have some almond milk in there with mine, and there's some raw honey in there as well. But I also love to put it into smoothies. It is a powerful blend, okay? Very powerful blend. I put it into smoothies. You can also even add this into soups. If you're cooking rice, you can take some of this and put it into your rice, and it gives it a really pretty golden color, but it also gives you the benefits of all of the ingredients. So there's a lot of different ways that I've worked with this particular blend that I've made.
Same thing for the tea, guys. If you have a tea, and just not this one, all tea blends, if it has such healthy benefits and we're talking about these benefits, utilize them in other stuff. Okay, just say, okay, I'm going to put this in a soup and I'm going to taste it. Remember, it's tea water. Make iced tea out of it. Add some lemon to
Exactly.
it. You know what? Up hands. And I love Gina's always telling you to put it in your smoothies. Always put it in your smoothie, because you just took your smoothie to another level. So don't be afraid to use some in everything. It's so important.
And here's the other thing. We're in the middle of summer, or getting ready to go into summer. Utilize the energy of the sun. Put some of this into a mason jar, fill it with your favorite water, put it outside in the sun, and give it a few hours. Bring it in. You have the solar energy, and then you have the energy of Mama Gaia.
Or take it to the beach with you. If you're going out to the park and the beach, and do the same thing, just leave it out on the side. By the time you finish with the kids and you're ready for me time, your tea is going to be ready and you're going to be like, thank you. This is a blessing. Okay. So
You mentioned the beach. There is a beach about an hour. Well, it's not an hour for me anymore. It's more like 3 hours from me now, called Siesta Key. There's an energy vortex around that area. Lots of healing, places around that area. The sand is made up of 99% quartz crystal. So when you walk on it, it never gets hot. Never gets hot. There was a time when I was experiencing a great deal of pain. I would go to that beach and I would just sit in the sand, and I would walk away from there after maybe 2 hours, completely pain free. But the idea is, you can take your tea. If you live near an area that's a beach where it's an energy vortex, I want to say there's 3 beaches in Florida that have a particular energy vortex around it. Siesta Key is one of them, and then there's another one in Clearwater. But if you live near an energy vortex, utilize it. Utilize it. So I would take my tea, the the herbs with the water, and I would go to the beach and I would just simply set it into the sand, and I'm getting the solar energy as well as I'm getting it charged by the quartz crystals that the sand is made up of. So learn to work with your natural surroundings when you're creating your tools. And tea is a tool. It's a tool of healing and so much more. There's, that's why MJ and I are here, because we bring in the spiritual aspects of it, and I bring in the more physical benefits of it as well. Okay, so
And we're just fun together. We're just fun, and it's the balance where she calls one thing, I call the other, but together you're getting so much great information. Take what you need that serves your heart, and leave the rest, and that makes us happy, because that's what we're here for.
And last thing, next week we are going to kind of take a whole different spin on Tea Talk, and we are going to put the power like literally into your pantry, your spice cabinet. So come starting next week, and be prepared to kind of look at your spice cabinet in a whole different way. And I'm hoping that you already are, but next week we're going to, yeah, I don't know if MJ wants to talk a little bit more about that, but
Well, I want to say, just to challenge you, I challenge you to go and come back with what a list, because we're going to start talking about that. But challenge us. Let us know what you have in there. Really look at the herbs and the spice. And remember, you got all these funky tea blends that you bought. Look at the ingredients, because that's what we want to break down, is the ingredients. So I'm with her. Challenge. Next week,
yes.
post what you have, because we're going to challenge you to start working with single ingredients and make them amazing. And it's summertime, so you could add fruit, you can add what. Right now, I just want to say really quick, in the refrigerator, I took some of this mushroom tea and I added it to some blueberries, and I'm making it cold to have support, so I can have a refreshing drink, because it's about 110 today here. So imagine what you could do with just one ingredient. So we're going to go back to basics, and I love working that one by one, because if you learn each tea individually, imagine what you could do with all of them blending up, like Gina's doing with her magic blend. That magic mushroom blend is because she got to that level, and that's what we want to help you do, get to that level, which is awesome.
Absolutely. So on that note, it's been such a pleasure. We've had quite a bit of interaction in the chat. Thank you again, those of you who came here live, those of you who are going to be watching the replay. Again, we showcased Trifecta tea today, and Trifecta, we know that it's a powerful 3: lion's mane, turkey tail, and Chaga mushrooms. Amazing. So, and
Really
again,
good. And let's make the crab cakes. If you make the crab cake, look for the crab cake recipe. That is no crab cake, and it's just the mushrooms. Please, if you make it, please let us know. Post us, tag us, because that is just looks amazing. That is going to be a great recipe. I need to find me some fresh mushrooms to do that.
or if you can't find it fresh, you should be able to get the dried. And I think if you soak it a little bit, you might be able to get it to a place where you can actually do the make the crab cake. So get some and play around with it. That's play with
Absolutely.
your food.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember that there's magic in this cup, and Gina knows how to make it. So let's give her a thumbs up for the blend, because mushroom tea, we're gonna push this, guys. I want you to help me push her. Go, mushroom tea is coming. It's coming. It's coming. Thank you, Gina.
There's more than just mushrooms in here, but it's a very, very, very powerful blend. Yes. So thank you again, MJ, and thank you again, everyone.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.